he was actually dared to do some comedy by one of his fantastic supporters who may or may not be in the room. So very much give him all of your love, all of your support. Make the guy's birthday. It's in 2 weeks. Go absolutely crazy from the front to the back. Give it up for Rob Benjamin!
I'd like you to imagine that you are my 10-year-old son when I was trying to give him his first sex education talk. They didn't have sex education for children in those days. And at the same time, I wanted to give him some backup on his religious education. I wanted him not to lose sight of his education about God. So I got straight into it, no use messing around. I said, son, I created you when I spat you out as a sperm cell. He said, when I spat you out as a sperm cell into your mum's thingy-bob. Now, he's a bit more advanced than I thought he was, because he turned around to me and said, you spat me into mum's thingy-bob. Was that a mouth? I said, son, that's not nice. You've got this erection going in the wrong direction. I thought this called for a change of topic, so I moved on to God. And I said, now son, you know that God's floating around everywhere, watching over everybody. He loves everybody. So he's watching over you and he wants to know whether you're being naughty or good, whether he's going to send you to heaven or to hell. And my son's response was, well, if God's watching over everybody, did he see you spit me out as a sperm into mummy's thingy-bob? Did God watch you and mum fucking? I said, not nice. So I thought I'd better move on to another subject, and I said, son, I looked up Google to get some information about sperms, and Google tells me that there are 4 million sperm cells in the average spit out. I wanted him to think highly of me, and I said, actually, son, I'm a bit above average. About 5 million probably. But Google also told me that half the sperm cells are dormant sperm cells. They're unconscious and in a coma. And this is true, you can look it up yourself. And he turned around to me and he said, God, Dad, that sounds like sperm cell genocide. You know? Why would you bother spitting out over 2 million dormant sperm cells in an unconscious comatose state? So I had to come up with an answer, and I said, well, son, men get pretty excited during this particular exercise. They're jumping up and down with excitement. And as an unfortunate result, they're banging their testicles together. And they're in this testicular frenzy, and as a result, about 2 million of your brothers and sisters were spat out in a comatose, unconscious state without any life support. He said to me, not nice. So at that stage, I said to him, to keep up the God theme, I did say God's floating everywhere. Now, you and I know that God was floating under the bedroom ceiling at the time when your mother and I were doing our little bit of exercise. And God floated down from the ceiling and he tapped you on the head. Now this is one for the audience. Why would he tap my son on the head? Because normally if you want to attract someone's attention, you tap them on the shoulder. Anybody? He tapped him on the head because he's a sperm cell. He's only got a head and a tail. He just hasn't developed any shoulders yet. Anyhow, God tapped him on the head and said, son, I'm giving you 2 options. First option is that you win this sperm cell swimming event. The second option is that you lose and you die. Now that's not a lot of options. So I've got to describe to you this final scenario. My son was in a sperm cell swimming frenzy. He's trying to negotiate his way through the vaginal corridor. He's trying to swim past over 2 million dormant sperm cells. He said to me afterwards, "Dad, that was worse than being on the Mitchell Freeway on a public holiday with roadworks on either side of the road." So I'm trying to think what came next. So he was in this sperm cell swimming frenzy. I was in this testicular frenzy. In fact, you start hallucinating during this process. And I started imagining I was a juggler in a Russian circus, throwing my balls in the air in every which way direction. So at that stage, my son called out to God and he said, "God, look, I don't think I can win the sperm cell race because we've been wasting time talking about options." And God answered the call. He said, "Son, I'm going to give you the first ever female orgasm. I'm going to send down a wave bigger than anything you've ever seen at Margaret River. And if you can catch this wave, you will win this sperm cell swimming event." And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I can congratulate all of you because you're sitting here tonight because each and every one of you are the winners of your own sperm cell swimming event.